Hello and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Hardcore. My name is Syken and today we are continuing the World of Warcraft Hardcore journey on the official service of Stitches of our rogue Syken Heights. So, we have arrived in Winterspring. Guy told us to go here. I wouldn't want to go here first. I would have actually done the entirety of the Western Plaguelands, but we're still kind of following the guide, and let's see what the outcome of that will be. So, a couple of changes or upgrades really. For starters, I invested in a couple of nice mooncloth bags. Had mooncloth laying around and wanted to use it, which now results in a bit more storage space, so it's good. Less problems with that. Number two, we got ourselves world buffs. I booned them mainly because I don't know if we're going to do a dungeon or if I'm going to grind at some point, but then the world buffs will be very, very helpful. So we're going to see how this is going to turn out. At the moment, it doesn't feel like we're really needing world buffs in order to be fast. So kind of mid-50s is typically where a boon of world buffs, just so that I can maybe use them in a difficult dungeon, or if I'm sneaking into a raid with this character, essentially don't need to then go buffless. So that's a good news. As for Winterspring, I think the guide now says 55 to 56. Since we're already 56, we're still a tiny bit ahead of the guide. But it shows you that the levels are becoming longer and that things are becoming closer. We used to be kind of 2 levels ahead. Granted, we did a lot of the quests already, so we were never like actually 2 levels ahead. We just had a different... Wait. Okay, well. We just had a different route that we were taking, and now things are normalizing. We're basically coming back to said route. First things first, I got my Cache of Mori, so there is a level 60 elite quest down there, which I did solo, doing that typically on all of the characters. Did it with my warrior and my warrior playthrough as well. So that's a really good way of basically being able to collect echoes, and echoes, Winterfall echoes, are what you need to trade in for additional buffs. So that's going to be a massive help for us to be able to collect them early. Got a new cloak apparently, which I just realized. 18 stats cloak. Oh, we do have Fairy Fire. Forgot that that allows us to no longer stealth. Good. And our first job here is the Winterfall activity. So we're not only farming these guys, but we want to make sure that we kill a lot of different Winterfall enemies. Down here we do have the Timber Morehold reputation bar, so we're pretty far off from the next iteration. Not 100% sure if we will reach it. So some of the quests that we could take, like the one that dropped here, these are the echoes, by the way, very, very helpful. Like the Winterfall Ritual Totem requires you to be friendly, and we're likely not going to reach that goalpost. But it's okay. I mean, maybe we're grinding them. I don't yet 100% know what I'm going to do. There is definitely the option to use the 2 hours of world buffs in order to just grind here. I think that's a very valid option. But I would want to follow the guide for now. So in terms of other things that are happening, we're going to kill and do as much quests here in Winter Spring as the guide tells us to do, and I think afterwards I'm also going to do a bit of an executive decision, in a sense that I would like to go, well, like is a strong word, but that we need to go to the Western Plaguelands. There are a couple of trade-ins that we do have and a few quests, matter of fact, and it's a good leveling zone for us for the time being. So I would like to do that. Which means that's the next bigger thing to do. Let's kill the totemist. Let's kill the totem. And then it's time for the Den Watcher to go down. Yeah, so Western Plaguelands will potentially be the play. If we at some point could get a BRD group, that would also be fantastic, but the state of the server might not allow for that. I'm also open for a Sunken Temple. We would be out leveling that a bit, but I think we could still make it work. Yeah, I think we could still make it work. It would give us really good items. Fantastic. Interrupting their fairy fires because that messes up our routine. We can see enemies here do have a little bit more hit points, and the fairy fire really sucks. Enemies here have a little bit more hit points, but that's okay. I think we can still manage them. Our slice and dice is good. I have started to invest in the last combat talents, the weapon expertise, getting that further up. Very helpful for higher level enemies, as it allows us to take basically orange enemies, and with all of the weapon skill we shouldn't be missing a whole lot. Okay. So I would say I'm going to finish the grind here as far as that is concerned, and then we are going to go for the next quest, because there are quite a few quests specifically at the beginning, and we still have a few more left in Felwood that I would want to do. So I hope the guide actually wants us to do those quests. And not just grind full burgs here. Funnily enough, kind of last train of thought there, a lot of the quests that you're doing is not increasing your reputation with Winter Spring. So with the what's it called, Timbermore full burgs. So although you're effectively killing their very sworn enemies, you're getting Everlook reputation, I think it is, which is a bit of a weird scenario, to be entirely honest. Makes it more difficult to to max out that faction, or at least get to friendly. I mentioned that in other playthroughs as well. I think that's a bit of a design flaw, because if there are things that drop here that only will be relevant when you're friendly, then in the normal process of leveling you should be able to acquire at least enough to get to friendly if you're doing all of the quests, kind of, I would say, average killing, and all of the quests should get you to a friendly reputation, so much so that you can trade in the Winterfall totems. And there are two that require that. One drops here, which we already got, and one drops on the other side. They're not even that rare. You can pretty frequently get them, but they're basically locked behind that reputation problem. Good. Fast forward. Alright, we are done with the threat of Winterfall. Let's trade that in, and also the Winterfall Firewater. There we go. Done deal. What are we going to do, guys? I think we're now moving to Fellwood, because the guide here says deposit a lot of stuff, blah 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 blah. You can see how many quests we are just skipping because they are already done. It says fly to Ironforge. Okay, we definitely need to turn in that quest. That's fine. And we're now at Burning Steps, 56 to 57. Interesting, because Burning Steps has already been cleared from my end. One thing that I did off screen was the pre-quest for Onyxia, so that is gone. I don't know what the guide wants us to do. Yeah, 50, we did that quest. Gosh, are we falling behind? Yeah, the guide wants us to massively turn in wool, silk, mage weave cloth, and rune cloth. And then sends us to Bolvar Fordrigan, which is, if I remember correctly, up here. So it's not just the Burning Steps, it's also Western Plaguelands. I have a bit of a different idea. Again, executive decision to deviate from what the rest wants us to do. We are first of all going to look at the timers here. We're going to grab a Songflower when it's available, but in the meantime we're going to do Failing the Corruption, which is basically the next step in kind of Fellwood Winter Spring quest lines. We can do that. It's level 55 or 56, I think. Yeah, 56, so just about our level. And we're definitely going to do that. We're ignoring the Burning Steps because we've already done that. There isn't much more for us to do in the Burning Steps. But what I would want to do is I would want to go to the Western Plaguelands next. But before we're doing that, we're actually doing a little bit more Winter Spring. Oh, okay, well, this is a problem. I picked the wrong guy. Too much damage. Yeah, that's what you get from talking and trying to play at the same time. Careful now. Cooldowns are off. So there are still a couple of quests, such as Yetifer, Troubled Spirits. I think we're going to do that. The Chillwind Horns we're definitely going to do. Got the second totem, by the way. So yeah, bottom line, we're going to do a few more quests here and a few more in Winter Spring. And I think I want to get to 57, which is a good breakpoint. That allows us to do the entirety in Western Plaguelands, then move on to Eastern Plaguelands, do that basically completely. And once we're done in Eastern Plaguelands, we can do a rest of Winter Spring. And if we're not level 60 by that point, it's either Silithus or grinding. That's good enough for me. The order of the zones that I typically go is Western Plaguelands into Winter Spring, into Eastern Plaguelands, into Silithus. Silithus, surprisingly enough, doesn't have that much of XP quests. You would think that you could gain quite a few levels. The reality is you cannot. You can get about half a level worth of XP in Silithus, and it is hard fought. The quests there are not very friendly, not very enjoyable. You can do a little bit more than that if you're doing the Cenarian quests. There's a long quest line, but that is ultra dangerous. So not 100% sure if I'm a big fan of it. The other option is unleash the world buffs and basically go to town, grind Winter Spring, which might be the better choice, all things considered. We could get quite a bit of Winterfall Echo. We could get Winterfall Water, which is needed as a melee 4 rating, and these things are expensive, 250 a pop. No one loves to farm them. Those who farm them are getting handsomely paid for it. Yeah, so that would be an option, and I'm almost leaning towards the Winter Spring grinding option once we're done with all of the quests there, because that would give me echoes, quite a few, that I can trade in, and it would give me Winterfall Water, which goes a long way. Remember how I said dungeons are potentially not going to be on the table for the 0.5 quest line, so alternatively I could go for raid equipment from the 20s, but in order to be slotted there I can't show up in like that attire. I need good gear for it. Hit rings, maybe hit shoulders, and at least pre-bis gear. One more kill, and we're going to go over there. I'll save the cooldowns because we're going to have a very difficult pull in a second. Good. Vanishes back up. That is helpful. That's very helpful for us. And let me get a world buff. Alrighty, so we got the 5 pull here. I just ran into a 60 from my guild and figured, you know what? Good point. Good point to maybe do a 5 pull together with them. Well, not so close. Oh my god, he is slaughtering them. Raid equipment and level 60. Well, that's a bit of a cheeky way of going about it. Thank you. Really helpful. Good. I could have done that 5 pull alone, but we do have a friend nearby. Might as well just go with the flow. Might as well just go with the flow. Okay, cool. So we're done with that. Next up, let's do a little escort quest. The ancient tree. The ancient tree, which is down here. The ancient spirit, it is called. So that'll be a nice little escort quest for us. And since we do have 1 world buff, we are actually quite well equipped. 5% crit is nothing to sneeze at. So let's just move down and get that quest going. Once we're done with it, I think it'll be a great time to go over. Put in. Oh no! Wait, I do have a good idea. Oh, I do actually have a good idea. The follow-up of the quest that we just did is Toxic Horrors, and that is down here. So might as well do both together. Fast forward for you guys. All right, so we got the follow-up quest, and now we're just going to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. Ancient Spirit, thank you. Let's go. So this is a very, very nice escort quest. Easy for an escort quest. And you got a nice gigantic tree spirit that is going with you. On top of which there are toxic horrors, as in water elementals. And what wouldn't be better to also get these ones down, as we are taking them for another quest. So 2 for 1, easy peasy. I need to make a whole lot more experience. We're at 44%, and I want to hit level 57 or at least close to before going into the Western Plaguelands. Okay. Let's catch up with Arel. Is his name Arel? No, Arai. Okay. There we go. First attack on Arai. And we are getting griefed. Why do you need to attack my mouse? I need the mobs for a quest. He just wanted to help. So that is unfortunately the opposite of happening. I appreciate the intent. Jimbo. Let's give him the benefit of a doubt that he actually thought that that would help.
Health warning. Health warning.
Good. Arai is likely going to be attacked. Very good. That gives us time to just eat up. The problem is that we do have deadly poison on us. And that keeps ticking down. Arai is pretty tanky. By the way, in hindsight, I wonder he had used Blizzard. How is it that the Blizzard even damaged the water elementals? Toxic horrors should be immune to it. Anyways, that's another story. We will need to stay a little bit longer after the escort quest and just finish the toxic horrors. We need 3 toxic droplets and we've gotten exactly 0 at the moment. Problem is the other spawns that are now going to come in won't be further toxic horrors. We got a withered protector here. Big tree fight versus big tree fight. That would be so cool. Good, he's hopefully going to be attacked in any second. There we go. The withered protector. Big tree versus big tree. Unfortunately, another small one. Iron tree stomper. I made sure not to pull yet a third one. Good, Arai is going to be attacked any second by that stomper. Yep, there we go. There's another spawn right up there, where the quest then ends, kind of up here-ish. And that's another triplet, but we are going to be okay. Timing wise, it's also not too bad, because here's the deal, like we're finishing the quest, then I'll try to get the toxic droplets, and we can get up and get a refresh of our Songflower. Yeah, we're doing well. And that would be, I think we need to trade in his quest all the way down here. That's not optimal, but it is 6,000 or 7,000 experience, so that's a good enough argument for me. Good. Very nice. So our cooldowns got us through this, almost no damage whatsoever, and 3 dead trees. Okay. So we're done with that quest. Just need to wait him to finish his monologue, and there we go. I'm pretty sure the trade-in was down here. Or was it here? Oh no, was it somewhere else? Darnassus? Okay, well that... no, it was near Ashara. Okay, cool. I mean, we can fly to there and just trade it in, and then maybe Hearthstone at the end. So that's not too bad. And we're looking at what? Yeah, 7,300. That's what I thought. Quite a bit of XP actually. Good. Next up, water elementals that apparently are not immune to frost. Good. That's one droplet, and we need 2 further. Unfortunately, it seems that we're having a shared chem with a mage who seems to be farming essence of water. At least that's what I would guess why he's here. Good. A little bit fast forward for you guys until I'm done here. Alright, so we're trading in the toxic horrors. And we're getting the Wonderful Runners, which just happened to have spawned right here. So we are lucky in that sense. We can just get that quest done as well. 57, and we're good to go. Can, by the way, see Timbermore Hold still hasn't really moved a whole lot. So we're at 1,000 out of 3,000. That's a lot of grinding. Good. Here are the runners. Okay, and here we go. All of the cooldowns. 5 more seconds. Blade Flurry. Now Blade Flurry is done. So is our evasion. Good, and we're just going to stun this guy. And should be well off. Okay, cool. Severan scale boots. That's actually not a bad item. It's actually not a bad item. Pretty decent plate item. If I had a warrior here, that would be the play. The stats are very, very nice. Well, lucky us, I suppose. And we also got the crate, so we can already trade that in. Not bad at all. I like where this is going. I also like the new space that we do have in our backs.
What's on your mind? Off with you. Keep your feet on the ground.
Oh, this is going to be another ambush, huh? Yeah, the ambushers. Man. Target is in combat. I find that interesting. Okay, so we're officially considered to be in combat. Yeah, I don't like that. He even has popped winter water elixir. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm going to wait out the time. So that we at least do have evasion backup. I find it highly interesting that you can be in combat.
It's too far away.
Okay, apparently we were out of combat for a short period of time. Let's go. Okay. Let's get this ambusher down. Luckily we didn't have a heartbeat so far. Zap is running all the way until the end. That's perfect. We also got our bandaging off. And I don't even need evasion. I can tank this guy. Interesting.
Welcome.
Good.
Off with you.
Time to take the High Chief Winterfall. We're not going to do him, but there is definitely the next iteration of Winterfall activity, which is 58, so it would be a bit too much for us to just do that. I would rather do the Chillwind stuff. And are we there yet? Yeti. Both of those are kill quests. One requires us to get uncracked chill horns, which are coming from these chimeras, and one is the Yetis. There's a great Yeti spot over here. Unfortunately, the Chillwind chimeras don't have like a common spot where all of them are, so we just gotta take them individually. I think I will fast forward most of that. I would rather show the Troubled Spirits of Caltharel, which is another quest that I would want to do. But these here are just simple search and destroy quests. Find these guys and then you're done. Kill them, get 8 drops. Perfect. Alright, Fast forward until Kelthrill. Alright, final quest. We are at the fragments.
Inventory is full.
Oh, come on. That's an unfortunate timing for the inventory to be full. Okay, anyways, we're at the final quest that we want to do here. Finished the Yetis, almost got all of the Chimeras down. I just want to showcase this here.
It's too far
Good.
away.
I assume we're not going to need to fight those two again. Anyway, so this quest is getting fragments, and with those fragments we are getting spawns that need to be beaten. Unfortunately, we do have the watery invaders, which are currently at all of the elemental positions, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. So we'll need to clear a few of these guys. Nice. Got a large brilliant shard. That's always very, very helpful. And with that quest, by the way, we're trading permanently 4 of our slots that are carrying the relics going forward, until such time when we're bringing them to the eastern plaguelands, pretty much over here. So that'll be a bit, not too long, but it's something to consider. Third fragment is over on the other side. And I'll just play the real rogue here. And we'll leave these guys after they have spawned. No point in needing to fight them. I thought I could just hide and nothing would happen, but apparently that's incorrect. Cool. So we need 2 more. Like I said, we're going to very much save that. I'll get rid of the totems in the meantime. Just getting a little bit more space here. There's the third one, and as long as we're not meddling with the elemental invaders, which by the way we could kill, but it just takes a lot to kill that many. As long as we're not meddling with them, we should be okay. I'm going to free up a little bit of space here. We could theoretically jump up there. And there is, by the way, kind of an elemental lord that is roaming around here. So we gotta be careful of them as well. Cool. These guys should not be social, so even if I am going to aggro one of the highborns, that should have no impact. Oh, I forgot. Of course. Well, let's see if we can get these guys down. Nah. Although, maybe. Nah. 3 casters. Lots of damage. Unnecessary. We're just going to get out of there. We could have potentially won it, but there is no point in just stressing our resources too much. Good. One more and we're done. It's interesting to see that when they are adding, they are very much social with whatever is there. So now in absence of our cooldowns, what I will do is clear out the area a bit better.
It's too far away. Not enough. I can't do that yet.
Okay. These invaders are not too bad if you're farming watery essences. They are pretty strong though. I mean, almost max level.
I can't do that yet. Not ready. Not enough.
And the frost armor reduces our attack speed, so holy smokes. They nuke hard.
Health warning.
I need to get closer. I can't do
Well, wouldn't have needed to target dummy there, but I wanted to buy some time to assess what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to leave the watery invaders alone. And we have most of our stuff on cooldown. Matter of fact, everything except blind. Well, sprint, we still got that. And we got light of Elune. And of course, Petri. So we're not going to die. Still, you can see that these guys are not joking around. Let's see what the combat log says. How much did Frost shock? 640. All right, okay. Don't want to pull another watery invader. Let's walk let them walk off. We're going to find the relic and we're going to be out of here. Sprint and see you later. Cool. Good. That's the end of today's episode. Needed to pull a couple of cooldowns. We're going to kill a few more Chillwind Chimeras, and that'll be it. Thanks a lot for watching. See you all in the next episode. Bye bye.